His head's started. You can't hear me. All right. Going live in a few seconds. This fucking fly is flying around. Hello, all. It's me, and I'm back again. Um, I want to touch base again on the slides I've been doing. I'm almost done with those slides. Like I said, I did like those. Um, Again, for anybody that doesn't know me, I'm Sean. I have a service animal named Chloe. It was due to mine's listed under the American Disability Act under the PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, or something along that line. I did some previous ones stating, and you can look back. Again, I want to, until I get better equipment and everything, I'm going to say I apologize. I know the audio feedback on y'all's end it kind of sucks. But until I can afford a proper mic and camera and everything else, I'm using my phone to record with. So if you see me looking around different angles, I am actually working 4 different screens right now. Most people don't realize it's kind of funny. To do a Facebook Live off your phone, it's no problem, just to do that part. But if you want to do it off your computer and start putting all kinds of slides in and showing different videos or what have you, there's a lot that goes into it. People don't realize there's a lot of prep time. You have to do an editing program, run an editing program, and all kinds of stuff. But again, let me show you real quick some of the slides I'm talking about. Oh yeah, if things pop up like it just did on my phone, I'm sorry. Emails and alerts and all that stuff will pop up on there. But let me get to this part real quick. Let's see, that one. All right. This just says, like, okay, for this person example right here, Eric is a supervisor with an employee who has a service animal. Several co-workers have complained that service animal aggravates their allergies and want the animal removed from the office. Can Eric require the employee to remove the service animal from the workplace if the animal is causing a medical symptom to his colleagues? Well, it cannot. Allergies, and I cannot stress this one enough, allergies and fear of dogs are not valid reasons for denying access or refusing service to people using service animals. I'm going to come back to that in a second. When a person who is allergic to dog dander and a person who uses a service animal, they must spend the same time in the same facility. School, classrooms, homeless shelters, stores, anywhere. Like I said before, the service animal is a rule of thumb, okay, as a service animal is allowed to go anywhere that the public is allowed to go. You cannot be segregated. You cannot. They can try to make accommodations on both ends. If they're only trying to isolate you with the service animal, not the other person that's always trying to isolate you and push you away, or put you like in a broom closet or something, you know what I'm saying? Get out of the way. That's an issue. Okay, they can. It is totally fair for them to ask you. Okay, look, there's several people that have an issue. We understand that by law you're required. Would you mind sitting on the other side of it? As long as it's not like isolating the person or putting them like in the worst seat of the house in the back of the room just to forget about them. I don't mind making accommodations. Um, but again, we're gonna come back to that, and I'll give you a good scenario um, here in a few minutes. All right. So again, yes, they can make accommodations on both ends. It cannot be a one-way street. Um, a person with a disability cannot be asked to remove a service animal from the premises unless this is what some businesses are scared to open their mouth towards people with service animals because they're afraid of being sued. But look, stand your ground on this part of it. Business owners do have some grounds to stand on. All right, the dog. They can be asked to leave, and I've said this before. The dog is out of control, and the handler does not take effective actions to control it. Like I said, if they cannot control the animal, if they're being dragged by their service animal, it constantly keeps barking. Um, if it is growling at other patrons nonstop, by all means, you can ask them to remove the animal at that point. You can't say, "Oh, it barked once, okay, you got to get out." No, it doesn't work that way. You have to give the handler a chance to get control back. If they cannot get control, then by all means, you do have the right to ask them to go. But make sure you do this other part. So after I read this, I'll tell you. Another thing you can ask them to leave for is if the dog's not housebroken. Again, dogs are just like kids. They will have accidents. It mainly stays like that if like male keeps hiking his leg every 2 seconds. If it has an accident, it has an accident. You can't be faulted for that. I was kind of worried. I had to go to court Wednesday in the past. Um, I'm able to work. I'm waiting on Social Security to come through. Um, I'm waiting on my VA 100% unemployable to go through. So, but I've had 3 doctor's letters for almost 2 years now saying that I can't work. So I can't pay uh, court ordered child support because I don't work. And the courts are like, okay, great, you can't work, just keep going back every 3 months to wait to see if Social Security goes through. So we were actually in the courthouse from 8 o'clock in the morning till almost 3 o'clock that afternoon, and I was in severe pain because it ain't comfortable. And Chloe was with me the whole time. I was waiting for her to have an accident. Knock on wood, she didn't. If she would have had an accident, they couldn't have griped because we were segregated in there for so damn long. So, like, I just said that to be an example. Like, there are certain circumstances you got to give a little bit of leeway. But here's the other part. If they can't control their animal, and if they have a dog that keeps hiking its leg every 2 seconds, then you go, when there's a legitimate reason to ask that service animal to be removed. Now, I've said this other part before. People got to realize the staff must offer the person with the disability the opportunity to obtain goods or services without the animal present. So, if the dog keeps barking nonstop, say like in a movie theater or a restaurant, at that time the manager can go up to the person with the disability or the handler, because sometimes the handler is not the one with the disability. I can explain that too. And ask, okay, I'm sorry, but you will have to remove your animal. It has been barking for the past 20 minutes. You're unable to get it to stop. or say, look, okay, I'm going to give you the brush one more time. I'm going to have to ask you to remove the animal. Now, you may stay and enjoy the movie. You may stay and finish your meal. But the animal will have to be outside. They have to allow it. They can't just say, y'all both get out of here. Okay? Can't do it. There's actually a federal law that protects that. Now, why would you have a handler that's not the disabled person? Okay. You could train an animal to become an anchor. Okay. Exactly what it says, an anchor. What you do is the handler is the one with the leash and the one that gives the commands to the animal. On the back of the vest, on a D-ring, it's a little hook area. You can have another leash or some kind of tethered cord hooked to the back of the animal into an autistic child. Okay? Autistic children have a tendency just to wander off. Well, the service animal is trained. If it feels any pressure on the back end, it is to lay down and not move until the handler, not the one in the back, but the handler tells it to move, which becomes an anchor, and that child cannot wander off because usually you would use a heavy enough dog, and that way it's not just dragging the dog down the road or whatever. But that's why I say the handler is not always the person with the disability. Keep in mind, not all disabilities are visible. It is not just a blind thing. So, let me see. I can't remember exactly how many. There are on this one. There's not many of them at all. Okay. This one kind of goes into, like I said, I'm going to school. Well, as long as everything stays the way it's going, I'll be attending school in January. And I had to deal with the Board of Health and everything else because it's a culinary class. And they cook for the school where people can pay $5 and eat and everything else. And service animals are not allowed in the kitchen of a restaurant. But being that it is a school, they cannot deny me. I had first-hand experience with that part. But here, like it says, establishments that sell or prepare food must allow service animals in the public areas, even if the state or local health codes prohibit animals on these premises. This is where I was saying before, there's many different state laws. I don't read the state laws. I don't keep up with the state laws. I have been asked by a couple people before about the state laws. I'll always tell them the state laws are a waste when it comes to service animals because there's a federal law, and the federal law is very cut and dry when it comes to this, except the part when I was finding out and the many phone calls and emails I had to do to find out if I could take this class or not. That part I ain't gonna lie, that one took some digging. But the majority of it is cut and dry. And as it says, wherever the public is, the federal law trumps them all. So when it falls like this, is what they're saying, like, say, buffet lines. If you go to an all-you-can-eat, which I personally don't like buffets, because I've had food poisoning too many times. I can walk up to a buffet line with my service animal. I can be anywhere like that. Now, I cannot go into the kitchen. But anywhere where the public is permitted, I am allowed to go with my service animal. People with disabilities who use their service animals cannot be isolated from other patrons, treated less favorable than other patrons, or charged fees that are not charged to other patrons without animals. Oh, also the list of equipment I'm going to get is a new chair that doesn't squeak, so I apologize for that. In addition, if a business requires a deposit or a fee to be paid by patrons with pets, it must be waived the charges for service animals. A service animal in training shall not be deemed, shall not be denied, denied admittance to any public facility. Touch base on the other one real quick. Give you an example. We went to New Orleans. Was it New Orleans? No. Went to Baton Rouge. Not too long ago. We went to the Baton Rouge Zoo. But we were going to stay. We went to stay. Got there the day before. Stay there. Went to the hotel. And the lady, the clerk was about to charge me a pet fee. Can't do that. Hotels can't charge you a pet fee. Apartments cannot charge you a pet deposit. If you rent a vehicle and I bring the vehicle back and they say, "Oh, we're going to charge you because there's dog hair," they can't even do that. I cannot be charged anything extra. Now, if you rent a hotel and your service animal destroys the carpet, tears up the curtains, yes, you could be charged for anything like that. If anytime, that's the thing, as you as the handler, you taking full responsibility. If I go into a department store and Chloe decides to grab a shirt off the rack and tear it up, I gotta pay for it. If she decides to bite some random person, I'm liable. You are liable at that point. Yes, you have to pay for whatever at that point. No, they're not allowed to gouge you. They got to do it just like everybody else. The other part, service animal in training, they cannot be denied. They get the full access as well. They will wear a vest. That's not required by law, but you will see them. They will have a vest on, and it will say service animal in training. The trainers have to do that as part of the training, where they have to go in public. They have to get used to different people. They have to get used to different areas. They have to get used to everything. Most like people when they go walk their dog, their regular dog or whatever else, the dog sees somebody, the dog wants to go up and say hi and everything else. Well, service animals can't do that. You know, we walk into this establishment, they're concentrated on their task at hand. They're not concentrated on everybody else. So they have to be, the only way they can get this training is by actually doing it. And I will end in a few minutes. I'm going to tell you one other thing, and then I'll end on that. There's something else about that. An organization. I know in 2011 they redid part of the law. It was I believe it was March 25th, 2011. Bear with me 2 seconds. What they did, they redid the American Disability Act. Here's beginning on March 15th, 2011. Only dogs are recognized as service animals under Titles 2 and 3 of the American Disability Act. I did not say anything about emotional support animals. I didn't say anything about anything else but service animals. So, being said that's why I said in previous videos, no, you can't use your goat, your chicken, your cat. If those get listed as emotional support animals, okay, they're not service animals. There is a difference on that part of it. I will put this up. This is a little information I found at the end of the slide. If anybody needs it, there's also, like I said, there's all kinds of information you can find out about it. And what I'm going to do is, real quick, to talk to you about people in training. How they said people have to do it. There's a nonprofit here in town. I say here in town. It's in Dusson, Maurice area in Louisiana. They do this all the time. They usually do it like at Home Depot and stuff like that. Um, they'll bring them in places that are normally allow anybody to bring their pets. They do that at first to get the dog adjusted to it. It's Rescue Abilities Project. Phone numbers at the bottom. They're working on they're redoing their website. They do have a Facebook page though. They have all the social media sites. Just look them up. Rescue Abilities Project or RAP. RAP. It'll also bring you to what's called Mill Pond Kennels. The nonprofit is run out of Mill Pond Kennels. It's Nikki and Mark. They're great. They will do anything they can to help you. They are not just doing service animals there. They are helping all first responders and veterans and anybody along those lines with normal day-to-day, just regular dog training, housebreaking, need guidance on, look, my dog, I pretty much train my dog, but I'm having an issue with this. Give them a call. They do take all donations, of course. They do not have a big account set up. If this thing goes off, I do apologize. I'm trying to get to it in time before it makes this little alert thing. There it goes. I apologize on that part. I couldn't get to it fast enough. I guess I got to put a disclaimer for language now. That's my Mac talking to me. It talks to me. But yeah, these guys, give them a call. They don't have a big account. It's not, the nonprofit's only a few years old. So, but they'll do whatever they can and assist in any which way possible. And try to help raise money if needed to. These guys have been backwards over for you. Give them a call. Numbers at the bottom. 337-230-1273. All right. I want to get back to this one real quick. And tell you a little something about it. All right. The part that says allergies and fear of dogs are not a valid reason for denying access or refusing service to people using service animals. All right. Let me tell you a first-hand experience. First-hand experience on this, which there's many. There's one that does stick out. Now, I'm going to try to do this thing as subtle as I can and quickly as I can. We were doing, I want to say, school shopping or something along the lines. Went to a certain, I won't say where, department store. Now, I'll tell you this. I refuse to go to Walmart. I do not go to Walmart. I can't tell you last time I've been in Walmart. Probably a couple of years, if not more. I don't go to it. I go to the gas station up front, but I will not go inside of it. I'd rather do Amazon shopping, or if I have to go to a department, there's only one I'll go to, and this is the one I went to. And, you know, it was me, my wife, my whole family was there, and we were standing in line. And there was a couple people in front of us. And the cashier, the cashier, uh, looked, seeing how many people are like you. I'm sure you've stood in line before, and the cashier stops checking the person out, and they look, just kind of see how many people are back there. And I thought that's what she was doing. Nope. Next thing you know, she flicks her light. And there were two other people in front of us. She flicked the light and called for a manager. Just, to say, hey, look, we opened another register or whatever else, because, like I said, it's not Walmart, so Walmart doesn't just let you stand there and let you, if you're going grocery shopping, let your milk spoil waiting to check out. I just can't stand that place. You want to talk about a place that where somebody has got anxiety or PTSD or something like that, you want to piss them off, tell them to go to Walmart. Well, then the next thing I know, a manager comes up and talks to the little lady. Well, not little. Big. I ain't trying to put nobody down. Trust me, I got, as my daughter says, I got a food baby. I ain't little either. But she talked with her. The next thing I know, that manager comes around and starts walking to us and says, "We'll take you. I'll take you over here." Didn't tell half the line. Come on, somebody thinking, okay, they open another one to tell the person in front of you where to go, and the manager's like, no, y'all come over here. I'm like, okay. So we went over there, and the manager started checking us out. And she told me that the person that was behind the register is allergic to dogs. I could tell you right now, I know that person was lying through her teeth. Not the manager, the other one. Because the face that she made is, I'm scared of dogs. Okay. A service animal has more training than a regular pet. You got to fear dogs. These things ain't not paying two shits mind to you. Now, again, like I said, I won't tell you where I was. The manager took it upon, I really didn't mind in a sense because we got cut, didn't have to wait in line or anything. But those kind of incidences, you can't say, well, I'm not checking this person out. If you're a cashier, I'm not checking this person out. I'm scared of dogs. I ain't checking this person out. I'm allergic to dogs. You can't do that. You can't deny the service. So what if that manager wasn't available to do that? You were going to just not check me out? I've had times where people like, and I love this. I know what they mean. What kind of dog is that? Service animal kind of thing because you're not blind. She's a lab. She's a Labrador Retriever. But that's not, no, that's what you asked. Again, because I don't want to slander, and the manager did help out. I can say didn't. But for the smart people out there, they can put two and two together where I was. If you're not one of the smart ones out there, then I'm going to tell you right now, you ain't going to make it. I'm sorry, I'm blowing. I don't have time for stupidity. But that's an example on that. So yeah, give me if you have any questions, concerns, if you have any stories of yourself, experiences that you've had, if you have pictures with you and your service animal, anything like that, feel free to email them to me. Keep in mind, warning, disclaimer, whatever you want to call it. If you email me, and it's at the bottom right there, any of this information, any pictures, by sending to me, you are giving me permission to put them on any of my social media sites, on any of these live slides, you're giving me permission to use any of them and to have them on there. So if I post it, they'll come back and get mad because I posted it. You're giving me permission. There's your disclaimer. There's your warning. There's the information. And I do say thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.